Hi, so I've got one extra sum for us to do the calculations of. So I'll read the question. It says the producer decided to establish peaches on a light loam topsoil and fine loamy subsoil with a drainage factor of 10 millimeters per day. And then it says look at figure 1. So if you want to look at figure 1, that is this picture over here. So you can see it says peaches, then it gives you that 2 meter value, 0.75, and then it says light loam and fine loamy sand. So the first thing that you'll write down is you'll say peaches, light loam topsoil, fine loamy sand subsoil, 0.75 meters, and then 2 meters. And something else that you can also write down, Q is 2 millimeters per day. So that's the two important things, or the couple of important things that you'll get just by looking at the question and then looking at the picture. So where do I get B from? B is if this is the surface of the soil and this is the drain, then that area from the surface to the drain is B, and then from your drain to your impermeable layer underneath the drain is D. So B is 2 meters and D is 0.75 meters. Okay, so now you've got all of these values, and the question says, what is the spacing between the drains underneath the soil? So in order to determine the spacing of the drains, you need to be able to calculate two specific formulas. And so these formulas are for the left-hand side, it is 8K2H on top of Q, and for the right-hand side, it is 4K1H divided by Q. So at the moment, if you're looking at all of these values, you'll see that the only one that you have for these equations is Q. That's the only one you have at the moment. But H, which is that one, you can calculate very easily. So H is B minus A. And so you know that you've got B, so then you just need to know, how do I calculate A? So A is the depth of the roots plus 0.35 meters. So you can see it says in this question, use figure 1, table 1, 2, and 3. So if you go and look at table 1, that's this one at the moment, and you can see that peaches, they fall under deciduous fruit. So in terms of root depth, it says that the depth of the roots is 0.75. So that's 0.75 for the root depth, and then you'll plus 0.35 to that, and that 0.35 is a constant that you'll always add together, and A is 1.05 meters. So because we have B as 2 meters and we have H, we can say B is, if H is B minus A, and you take that B value of 2 meters, then you say H is 2 minus that 1.05, and your answer is 0.95. Okay. And I see I just need to make an amendment. There's a squared sign over there. So now you look at this formula, or these two formulas, and you see, okay, I've got my value for Q, I've got the value for H. The only value I need now is this K1 and K2. So So K1 and K2, that's the two values that I need next. So K1 and K2 you'll get from this table. So it's table number 2. And what you'll see is that it has different soil types. And for every soil type, it has a value. So in the beginning of the question, I said that the topsoil is a light loam sand and the subsoil is a fine loamy sand. So K1 and K2, and if I can maybe use this space, K1 equals, it is that light loam, so it's the topsoil K1, and K1, if you look at this table, is 1,2. And so K2, if you go back, it's that fine loamy sand, and that value for K2 is 2. Okay, so you've got 2,00. So and now that you've got all of these values, you'll put them into these two equations, so L and R, and I'm going to have to remove all of this, or I'll just maybe use this space. For L, you've got that 8K2H divided by Q, and so 8K2 is 2, and H is 0,95 on top of Q, which is 10 millimeters per day, in other words 0,01, and